welcome to part two. In honor of part two, I've got a new guitar for part two. This is an Ibanez Flying V from the 70s. I think it's like a 1977. Kind of a hard thing to find, but if you can, they're awfully cool. Ibanez has been making amazing guitars for a long time. And with this one, I'll play you a little song by Mozart. This is from a movie, or at least the first time I heard it was in the movie Amadeus, which is a movie about Mozart. And I think this is the first thing you hear actually in the movie. It's this is the theme from Symphony Number 25, I believe. And it's good for picking. It's basically just a couple notes with the left hand, but then a lot of picking with the right. And I like the sound of this one. Check it out. In the key of G. All right, that's definitely a good one for working on just picking one note real fast. I think something you might want to keep in mind when you do that is how you have your hand anchored to the guitar. A lot of people will use a couple fingers of their right hand and actually put it on the pick guard and move their arm. I tend to use my wrist a little more and actually keep my hand anchored on the bridge and just move it back and forth like that. So there's a little bit of arm, but mostly wrist in that. Well, let's see. As we move on, again, thanks for sticking around for part two here, hanging in there with the classical music. Next thing we got is a Beethoven piece. This is a piano piece I learned called Rage Over a Lost Penny. And this one also has some real good picking stuff in it, although it's not just one note, so you got to sync up the two hands when you play this also. Also, actually some cool left-hand stuff in it, too. Let me play it. You can hear how it sounds. I believe it's in the key of E. And this is Beethoven, Rage Over a Lost Penny. This one, obviously I need to slow down some things for you. I think my first thing I want to slow down is this left-hand thing where you play this lick. And that's mostly legato. I pick every time I change a string, but a lot of hammer-ons and pull-offs. And that's a real useful lick just by itself, too, if you just play that over and over. Beethoven had a good one there. The picking part of it is just a pattern that sort of goes up three notes and then ends on the first one. So it sounds like all the way down, just using a kind of a harmonic minor scale. And then it does this big long run going up. One of the trickiest parts about that is having to switch hand positions on that last string to get those 7 chromatic notes out. You got to make a real quick switch with your left hand. So let me play that whole thing a little bit quicker. And one more time just for fun. All right. This is a piece by J.C. Bach, which is J.S. Bach's son, Johann Christian. He wrote a really great harpsichord concerto in the key of A, I really like the theme of it, which I'm going to play for you, and it's got some pretty challenging playing in it also. Let me give it a try, and I'll show you some of the things after I play it. In the key of A, J.C. Bach. All right, that's a very cool one. I love the phrasing on that. One of the things that I like a lot in that are the very classical sounding trills, which on guitar you can do pretty easily just by hammering on and off on one string. And the thing that I like to do is to start on a slightly lower note and come into it. I'll demonstrate that like by going that sort of thing. Let me play it. You can hear what I mean. So it's a trill with a little quick lick after it. Those little subtle things make a big difference. There's a lick towards the end of this that's real bare. It's got a little sweep picking thing in it, and it's way, way up here on the top of the neck. It sounds like this. Really great phrasing on that one. Let me see if I can play it a little quicker, and you'll see the sweep picking part is this arpeggio right here. It goes like this. That's a good one. That's a challenging one. I wish you luck. This next one I learned from listening to a harpsichord piece back to J.S. Bach, the dad of the Bach family. And this one is pretty challenging for me because I actually do use some finger picking. It's real primitive, though. It's just my thumb and my one finger, whatever that one is, the first finger, I guess. And basically I just go down with the thumb and do 2 upstrokes with this one. Some really cool chords in this piece. Amazing chords. I don't know how